Hi. Oh, there we go. Hello. I'm just gonna go through a video. As I think I explained in my last or one or two of my last videos, one of the things I was doing while I was doing this course is I was also doing my TPA. I'm also, um, unfortunately, I guess, or fortunately, I'm doing department head duties in a new department, and we had a couple of staff that left. So I've been really busy, but I recently got my TPA. I got it back, and one of the things they said was I was using Edsby, which is a pretty interesting new platform that most boards are switching to for keeping track of planning and parents and our parent contact, student attendance, marking, like everything is really under this big umbrella program. It's not a bad program at all, but it's new. So I planned in that and I put my lesson plans on there. And as well, I still use Google Docs. And one of the people who commented on my course, like the VP who did my TPA, was like flabbergasted, I guess, that I did it twice. And so I say that with as like a preface because for this, I'm gonna do it once and one way, and I'm hoping that this works for you and for this course. I'm gonna go through my Google Drive, my Google class setup, and hopefully this will make it'll work for what we're doing for this culminating. I actually I've really liked the idea of hyperlink page as a title page kind of thing that you mentioned in the last email. It's a great way to organize stuff. But again, I'm trying to do stuff less often instead of doing everything twice. So to me, because I'm really going to use most of this stuff, I'm really going to use this. I'm going to actually go through what I've set up for when I start next semester in September. So here's an example. This is the course. So I pulled a number of pieces in. So I'm going to still have to do a lot of these pieces. The WMIS discussion that we didn't have that much to do with the WMIS, but my mentor and I said, how important some of these pieces are. He recommended including some of this for the hazards and workplace safety pieces. I've actually included as well. Okay, there's a number of videos just trying to keep a number of these pieces organized. Also, some of the journal and log components, some of the in-class pieces. I pulled a number of these things over from the guiding teacher or the mentor teacher, but a couple of these things I pulled in from other students. I can just kind of ply through this. This is for the next class, as you can see, for September, as opposed to for now. Anyway, it kind of works as an organizer, but and I know one of the big things for the assignment is that you wanted to make sure that we are using some of what we saw and what we got from other colleagues or candidates, pardon me. So I wanted to show you, this is one of the other pieces that I was looking at. So I started thinking about using Google Forms again in different ways. And ironically, through doing this course, and talking through with my mentor. Number one, we're going to use for some of this part that I developed for like the log sheet and the student questionnaire pieces that are also in here. I forget which. Anyway, those pieces are going to be put into the classroom in the early stages as well. And it's funny because as I was talking to my mentor about this with a couple other of the tech department and one of the special ed department in my program, they talked about how I could use the same setup for like helping with exam accommodations. So it's funny how when you start doing an AQ or start doing some of the real professional development, how the discussion and stuff like that helps other people as well. So really nice bonus, I guess, from that standpoint. The other thing, I didn't want to jump around too much in here, but so here you can see I've pulled in a number of the pieces from the work that I did with you. All the question pieces I've saved. Some of these this is great. Like why this one was the early part of the course talking about benefits. Some of these things are really helpful when you are talking with students and to keep some of these things in mind. So going back to my drive, there was another really significant element that I wanted to show you that so on a Chromebook, and I usually use Chrome stuff, you actually can't use Microsoft Documents. And it's funny, so many of these things were Microsoft Documents. I actually had to download. It took quite a bit of time to download a lot of the PPLPs and a number of the forms from the from the coursework of other students. I'm glad that you gave us the heads up, actually, of that we only had a certain number of days after the course ends, because I guess I would have assumed that I could access it, but thank goodness I did get most of those pieces. I got quite a bit of the downloads from fellow students. Okay, I guess I can close that, and I can close. No, I'll leave that one open. Okay, yeah, I'll just leave it there for a bit. Okay, so there's a couple of things that I wanted to talk to in terms of what I got the most benefit from. So this is hopefully in lieu of a series of paragraphs. The first one was the calendar. Thinking it through on that scale without doing the course. It's funny because I'm arranging my department's calendars. I'm arranging my calendars for my students and using the Edsby, which is calendar based as opposed to any other platform really isn't. I found myself a lot better organized, and I do really like the fact that that assignment really helped me get into the course and really think about it as put things into better context. The next piece, and hands down, there is one other piece that I thought was important, but hands down, the PPLPs, I had no idea that was the layer of assessment when I got into this. So that was the most stunning and helpful and important layer of the of this course. Thank you for adding in a series. Like I noticed you put maybe like 10 more examples. Really helpful. the PPLP, it works a lot, of course, like co-creating um, with classes, building the rubric or building the success criteria. But also, I mean, there's so many other layers to it, and it's really interesting um, uh, from my standpoint. That activity, um, if I was going to go through this process again, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to do the next the next two courses as well, to move up to the specialist. I think that's the one piece, that and assessment. I think that I still need more time with, and I feel like that's the piece that I'm going to really need to work on. Okay, so as far as other activity, oh right, so um, the FNMI case study was interesting, but it was one of it was a confidence builder, I guess, in a way. I also did some PD with the other geography department regional heads meeting, um, where we did a blanket exercise, and a lot of the stuff like is second nature to me, because all the students from York Region who are our First Nations are a large percentage are coming to my school, and um, have been in my classes for since I started the school. My classes been I've had that mindset of teaching with that in mind. It's funny though. Today, even I had a student whose mom led a feather exercise with us. It was amazing, like a circle, and her daughter asked me today from a geography thing, because we were looking at definitions, and she said, what's your definition of First Nation? And I was looking in the textbook to give her the easiest one, because really the simple definition there. And yeah, we talked it through, and I'm gonna probably have to rethink putting that kind of question to a student anyways. But it's interesting. The case study gave me really a sense of self-confidence as I was going through this. So that was a good activity. Oh yeah, for candidates, it was neat. I didn't think I'd get such a sense of personality from some of the other people in the course. It was kind of sad that we lost that one girl at the beginning who seemed really into it, doing videos and stuff like that right off the bat. But that definitely gave me the impetus to do it myself a few times. But yeah, just the fact that I think, well, at least a handful of us are have shared emails, and will probably be in contact just over quality of placements, or there are a lot of options there. And yeah, it's not like an in class session where you really do get to know people, but I was surprised and pleasantly surprised. So I definitely snagged a couple of forms from other people. I listed two in particular, but maybe I'll just link them later. I don't know where I put them actually. Anyway, so going through this. Oh yeah. Okay. So the last thing, I'm for sure this is the most important piece, is the mentor layer. And what's funny, I guess, about this, and like I already mentioned that we were talking Google Forms, and I'm going to help some of those guys a little more, updating their own Google Forms, and in the special ed department is going to access me as well. But my mentor, like I've known him for 20 years. I hang out with them. We're buds, but it's funny. I guess we just don't really talk school to this degree as much. And I was very surprised with his serious depth of um, concern, care, knowledge, all those pieces, and it's been really enlightening. Not just with my department head, or the department head for co-op, but for one of my buddies who runs the ALEP program. It's really opened my eyes to what they're doing. I don't know if this is a place to add in questions or like, it's not criticism at all. It's more like I feel like I still am uncomfortable with. How about that? That is assessment, and like it stunned me a little bit as I was going through, even putting together the final pieces of the assessment module, and thinking through like, okay, yeah, 45% I'm leaving up to the person who's at the placement, and it makes sense because they're in the placement, they're working with the student every day. um I don't know, I think it is like, maybe it's going to be the most eye-opening thing when I get involved in this a little further, giving up that I feel like, yeah, it's like giving up control or something like that, because it just it doesn't feel right to me yet, put it that way. Um, a lot, I guess I worry that an employer could potentially just say like, I don't like this guy, I'm giving him a 0 or whatever. I know that's not the case at all, and there's a lot of things in place to ensure that doesn't happen. But yeah, that for me, that working through the PPLP and making sure that that's strong, that's solid. I think that I'm looking forward to working with those and working with the course. I guess at this point I could just say thank you, and hopefully I haven't taken up too much of your time. I'm just imagining if everyone did this and you had to mark what, like 20 half hour, or I guess I'm only doing 10 minutes, but thanks again, and please email me if you have any other questions or issues. Take care.